So a lot has happened in this room since the last time I brought you in here, and I thought I could show you some of the cool things that we've been working on and some of my favorite new parts. So the last time we were in here, we were trying to decide between these two, whether we were going to go solid, this grayish black, or we are going to do this tan suiting material, and we have since decided this is the one. So if you could feel it, it feels like an awesome, amazing herringbone tweed jacket, which is so cool. Quick refresher, it's going to cover the entire wall. It's going to cover behind there. It's going to cover behind the TV behind you, which is going to be really neat. And I think it's going to make a massive difference. Also, since then, I know Pace told me no construction, but this is still on the table. I'm obsessed with Zalige tiles, and I picked this up from Clay Tile. This is called like Forbidden or Hidden Turquoise, something turquoise. And we were going for the John Dutton Yellowstone Ranch vibes, playing off the really cool Ralph Lauren home rug that Pace had picked out. But I am kind of now leaning into a little bit more of Arizona and the Southwest. And turquoise is a big part of Arizona. And so I found this tile, and I think it would be so cool to bare minimum redo the shower in there, or put this all over the entire bathroom and kind of make it like this really cool, like it would look like a little jewelry box, not in a really gaudy way, but in this really cool way. He's told me no, but I still love it. So you'll have to tune in next time to see if I was able to get away with it, and if my marriage survives. Follow me over here. Pace has kind of like gotten into it, and I know you guys are gonna be like, this is like so like, you're going and running into the wall. Okay, I get it. But Pace got involved, and he was like, you know what you should do? You know the stuff that they make rain sticks out of? So I believe that's like a cactus skeleton or a certain plant. I'm gonna have to look into it. But he's like, what if you take that and you put it, like trim out the whiteboard, because Pace will always have a whiteboard. I'm sure a few of you have seen videos on here of it. So I'm gonna knock this part off, and I think I'm gonna I might have to buy rain sticks and like cut them open, but I'm gonna trim this out in rain sticks, which is gonna be super cool. Now over here for the cabinetry, we did decide to leave the same stain and the same finish, and I actually think it's gonna look really cool paired up next to that amazing wallpaper that we chose. But since you've last been in here, and I know it's messy, we got a lot going on, but I switched out the cabinet pulls. So these are really cool. They're from Rejuvenation as well. They are leather and brass, and I think that they kind of lend a little bit more of that like really cool cowboy feel. I'm obsessed with crystals, so Pace, I'm sorry you're getting crystals and plants, but I picked out some crystals that are really good for like abundance and like citrine and smoky quartz. It's really cool. So those are now in here. We also got these really awesome Ralph Lauren mirrors. This one's a really cool silver braided detail. We are going to be mixing metals in here, but we're gonna do it really thoughtfully and intentionally. Pace has requested that I fill these up with my nudes. So if I do, you might not see the finished product, but I think that's actually a little psychotic, but he also said, who cares, this is my office. I've also been collecting some of this really cool handmade pottery that's from a town in Mexico. It is beautiful. Corbin calls this one her little potion bottle, which it kind of is like a little potion bottle. This isn't set out in the shelves the way it's going to end up being set out. We still need to style it, but I want to at least show you some of the cool things we got. Now moving over here, I know everyone's gonna be super upset that we got rid of this mural. This mural is badass, but we ended up painting it directly onto the drywall. So unfortunately, I looked into cutting it out and saving it, and you just can't. So it's gonna be gone, which sucks. What was here before was 2 junction boxes that had like a speaker cable and something else. And what we did is we traced those and completely got rid of them. And then I got 2 new places for this really cool, I went to Ralph Lauren, not just for picture frames, I left with a couple really cool lighting options. Ralph Lauren I keep saying Ralph Lauren, and to be honest, it's Ralph Lauren, which you would think it's Ralph Lauren, but it's not, it's Ralph Lauren. Ralph Lauren did a collab with Visual Comfort, which is an excellent lighting company. And so I got these really cool sconces that are really classic, like call back to like a really cool, like, you know, man's office. And in the center, we are going to be hanging this steer mount in the middle, which is kind of a vibe. So we were thinking about doing some sort of taxidermy. However, when you have something, you have an animal hanging in your house, people want to know, where'd you get that animal and did you kill it yourself? And Pace and I aren't hunters, and so Pace is like, I don't want anybody asking me. So we went for the European mount, so it's a skull. And to be honest, I actually think that's actually really cool. The other thing that I found, and I want everybody to know about this person because I am like blown away, and since I got this, I got a couple more pieces for around my house, but it's a guy named Jay Alexander. It might be a girl, actually. I shouldn't say that it's a guy. It's an artist named Jay Alexander. Really cool silver pieces with turquoise in there. And I think this is so cool. But anyways, it's gonna live right here and hang out. Now, one thing to note, even though we do this for a living and we do this professionally, and the people that we're bringing in get a lot of work from us and make a ton of money and better their families working with us, they still make a dang mess. The drywall guy, this whole office, it looked like a layer of ash had been deposited over every single thing, which was a little bit frustrating because we've brought in not just things that can be cleaned, we brought in a couple like textile type of things, which is really frustrating when that ends up covered in dust. Another thing that kind of suffers is, you know, plants. I got this really cool plant in this really awesome, it looks like an amazing concrete planter, and I got a ZZ plant. And this poor rubber plant is probably suffocating. I need to come and clean it off. But yeah, these came from Camelback Flower Shop. Go support them, they're wonderful. Got this really cool stone vessel, and then we got a lucky horseshoe that we're gonna hang over the doorway coming in and out, which is really cool and I think really fun. We got this carved turquoise bison, which is really cool. Love that for the American Southwest. And then over here, I know I had talked about maybe replacing these doors. We decided to keep them, and we had someone come and work on them. They are just totally outside. There's no patio, and so they're just beat by the sun. They are like completely non-salvageable, so we are going to have to replace them. More than likely, I will replace them with something really similar, but it kind of does make you think, like, should we do something really cool, like some steel doors or something, which would make a really big visual impact in the space, or do we just do the same thing for cost-wise? But it's gonna make another big mess. Another thing that we got, which I think is pretty fun, is there's this museum that's like dinosaur Arizona history in Mesa. And if you grow up in Arizona, you learn how to like protect yourself from like scorpions and Gila monsters. I don't know, I thought I was gonna run into Gila monsters every day of my adult life. I have never seen a Gila monster in real life. But when you're in elementary school, you go panning for gold here. And so this is pyrite, and I thought it was kind of fun because Pace lived half of his life in Mesa and half of his life in Utah. And he went panning for gold when he was a kid too, just like me. And so we got some pyrite from that museum too, which is kind of fun. Framers we used are here again, local in Mesa. It's Matage Framing. They are fantastic. They're super nice. I chose this frame prior to deciding to do anything in this office, and I was really nervous about it, but since we're mixing metals, I actually feel like it's turned out really cool. And it is topped by another Ralph Lauren Visual Comfort collab picture light, which is like really classic and cool in my opinion. As you can see, the dogs are still here. Will they leave? I don't know. This is like cattle driving. And this one's so cool. I just have to show you what it is. It's just fascinating that people can have this whole life and then you pass away, and you know, all these experiences that you had. It's crazy. And to think about like in the past where America wasn't as settled as it was today, and like what kind of things people went through. So this right here, it says, seen near Bighorn Mountains in Wyoming. And it was taken by Laverne Mishnick about 1940. So over here, I'm gonna step over my cute pup. This is, in Arizona, we have a tribe, the Navajo Nation, and they have their first brick and mortar. I believe it opened in 2018, but I got a few really cool things from there. This arrow is one of them, and I think we're gonna put it up here, which is kind of neat. I kind of really like it. And a few other things that I can show you. I also saw this really cool wooden trough and I was like, that is so cool. I want that. And everyone in the store was like, what? And I am working on this room with one of my friends who is a really talented designer. And she was like, where would you want that? Because she's always like super positive. And she was like, where actually would you put that? And I was like, I think under the TV. And now that it's here, it has all of our textiles in it. But now that it's here, it actually is like perfect. I can't imagine anything else going right here. And again, another J. Alexander piece that you can put your remotes in, and you don't have to have them. And then I got this really cool fossil, which is amazing. And I took these really cool cards, which are just like cool little quotes, and I put it in a new, anyways, I'm super excited about this and we're gonna keep working on it. The wallpaper guy should be here this week. And unfortunately, when you do a project like this, tradesmen are so hard and they're so booked that even though we do this and we have relationships, this project's gonna take me months. So it's not the easiest thing in the world to do, but it's gonna be super fun. And I feel like, again, the reason why I'm doing this is he works his guts out and this is his office. This is where he makes a lot of phone calls and has meetings. And I feel like he deserves a really cool space that he's proud of and that he can bring anybody in and have a meeting. And that really kind of is fun to him. So you'll probably never see a budget for this because it's kind of embarrassing, but it's really fun too. And yeah, but I'm really excited. But write me a comment and tell me if you think I should do the bathroom, because I don't know, if I get enough people that say yes, then maybe I can show it to Pace and maybe he'll be like, oh, fine, go ahead and do it. But that would be really cool. Another thing that you might not notice is I wanted to get rid of the fan and I was afraid that Pace would get upset because it does get really hot in here as the sun comes in. And he actually said yes. And this light fixture I originally purchased to go over our breakfast table, and it was so huge, rookie mistake. I don't know why I didn't even think to measure that, but the door would have ran into it. So then it was gonna go out into our spiral staircase, our main entryway, where there is a chrome and crystal chandelier, and I thought that this black iron would make a lot more sense. But I couldn't think of a more perfect thing to have in this room. It is so cool. We've got a little pal that's gonna join us. If anyone knows me, my kids are no more than a couple feet from me, even if I have help. And someone just wants mom, and that's fine. So she can come and hang out with us to finish this up. But let me know, should we do the shower? Should we not do the shower? Should we do the entire bathroom? Because maybe if I get enough people that say that we should, maybe Pace, I can talk him into it, and that'd be so much fun because I think it would be so cool. She's like, please don't do that to my dad. Anyways, but thank you for coming and checking it out. And I think that this is so fun, and I can't wait to show you the next update.
Oh no.
Oh, you want boobs.